Welcome to Mr. Nussbaum Extend. Today I'm going to show you how to use the brand new Tournaments apps, which when used correctly has the power to transform your classroom into a circus-like main event environment. Your students will absolutely love this kind of friendly academic competition where they're matched up against their classmates. So when you log in, first thing you're going to go down is go to My Programs, and this is assuming you've purchased the Tournaments app and that you've already entered your students and classes. So I click My Programs, I go to Tournaments, click on the tournament icon, and you see I've made a lot of tournaments already. But let's scroll down and go to Add Tournament. The first step is, before you even get to the tournaments, is to figure out who you want to participate in the tournament. Now you can do this by whole class or by individual students. If I click on Nussbaum 1 individual students, I can select individual students to participate in a tournament rather than have the whole class. But I am going to have all of my students participate. Let's call this tournament multiplication because I'm going to insert a multiplication skill into the tournament. Now here is drill name. Now watch. There is lots of different skills that can be practiced in a tournament environment. You see I can do all sorts of adding numbers, subtracting numbers, multiplying, division, rounding, coins, telling time, more least common multiple, greatest common factor. Some of them are pretty difficult skills like multiplying fractions, which aren't probably appropriate for a 1-minute time limit, but certainly the one I'm going to do, multiplying numbers 1 to 12, meaning that every problem that shows up will have a factor that's between 1 and 12, is perfectly suited for 1 minute. You see I can change to 2, 3, 4, or 5 minutes, but I'm going to go with 1 minute. I'm going to click Create Tournament. And look what happens. You get a bracket. It's like a real tournament. It's like, for any of you who watch college basketball, it's sort of inspired by the March Madness tournament. And so students are entered into this bracket, and they will love to see this for the first time. They'll love to see themselves matched up against their classmates. But watch this. The teacher, I can allow the system to randomly match my students up, or I can drag and drop students around to make the best matchups. I simply drag and drop a name, drag it to where I want it to go, and there you go. So I'm going to click Save Tournament. I have all my matchups. I think these are good matchups. You'll notice here that one student is not matched up against anyone. That's because I entered an odd number of students. I entered 9 students, and so in a tournament with an odd number of students, one student is going to get the free pass into the next round. You can, as you saw, you can determine who that student is. I click Save Tournament, and then the tournament's created, and automatically this tournament is deployed to all the students in it. So I click OK. Now watch. Now I'm going to click on this tournament. I'm going to get the bracket. But watch. Let's say I have a student who, for whatever reason, doesn't play, or the score doesn't get recorded, or can't play. Well, I can rectify that situation quite easily. Let's say Benjamin Franklin here has not played. So I click on his name, and I'm just going to enter a score for him. Let's say I give him a score of 3. And so his score is 3. So Oliver Nussbaum will have to beat a score of 3 to move on to the next round. Let me show you how this works from a student perspective. This is a lot. Like I said, I can't tell you how much fun this is for students. So I click OK. Now I'm going to log out and log in as one of my students who's in the tournament. Click Log In. And as a student, watch, it's as simple as this. I click on the tournaments. I know that my teacher, me, just sent me the multiplication, multiplying 1 to 12 tournament. I click on it. The bracket shows up right here, as you see. Now I see right now I have to go against Barbara Nussbaum. I can refresh this tournament to see up-to-date scores. But I scroll down, and I'm going to click play and watch what happens. Okay, so I have to start answering. 7 times 6 is 42. I click enter. It goes very fast. So I try to get as many of these as I can in 1 minute. And my opponent will do the same. And whoever gets the highest score will move on to the next round, and so on until there's one overall winner. This is an amazing exercise for your gifted and talented students, for those students who need enrichment. They will ask you to make tournaments for them constantly. I thought about creating a functionality where students could make their own tournaments as well and invite classmates, but for right now I'm just going to leave it like this. By the way, I priced this at only $4 a year so that teachers can easily take advantage of this, and it's obviously not a very big expense, but extremely, extremely useful. So look, I could actually get a lot more, but I'm talking, so 21. So, okay, so there it is. I got 21, and my score automatically gets recorded. Now, I can't play this again. I can't play again until Barbara Nussbaum goes. If I win, if Barbara gets less than 21, then the game will once again become available down here. The game will once again become available for winners down here. So, I hope this explains the tournament's capability well. Again, I encourage you very, very much to purchase this app at only $4. Give it a try. Wait till you see your students' reactions to this. I've tested this. I don't think there are any glitches or bugs, but certainly if you find them, please let me know and we'll get them fixed ASAP. Anyway, this I'm very excited about is the tournaments program. We'll also be adding to this some of the games so that you can actually have students play some of the Mr. Nussbaum games rather than the drills.